here. All righty, we are live. I'm trying to get comfortable with my chair here. Okay, welcome. And we are live. Let me see here. What do I need to know? I guess, well, it's 8:31. And I did not have a chance to do a preview, so I apologize for that right away. But hopefully that doesn't stop people from showing up. And we will be doing usual things tonight, jewelry and little everything. So that's where we are. If I get my screen together here, I don't mind. Gotta keep track of things. Okay, where are we? Okay, so for those that are new here tonight, let's get started with that. We're up in Northwest Vermont, about a little under an hour to the Canadian border with Quebec, about 2 hours from Montreal, 95 miles to be more precise. I've done the trip many times. We're maybe 18, 20 miles outside of Burlington, Vermont, the largest city in Vermont, and that's on Lake Champlain. So it takes us about 35, 40 minutes to get to the lake, depending on traffic. Lake Champlain, as you probably know, is the 6th largest lake, or maybe you don't know. It's the 6th largest lake in the United States after the Great Lakes. It's 110 miles long, something like that. And I think at its widest is about 10 miles, something like that. Very big body of water. Learned some interesting stuff about it recently on a YouTube video of all places, about how old this lake is and how it was originally part of a sea. And learning also a lot more about Vermont's mountains and stuff. We're a very mountainous state. You don't find a lot of flat land around here. In fact, a not so polite name for people who move here from out of state are called flatlanders. So if you heard that term, it could be used in both a positive and negative connotation. So depending on who's saying it. I think in part and for other reasons. But that's a bit of history. We're a small state, about 600,000 people. So there are cities bigger than our whole state. We're not that far from New York, maybe 5 hours, something like that, 5-6 hours drive to New York City. About 3.5 hours to Boston. We are the only, and I knew this, one of the things that was mentioned in the video is that we're the only New England state that doesn't have a coast on the ocean. All the other New England states have some coastal, thing. Rhode Island, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Maine, New Hampshire, they all are on the ocean. We are not. They do call us the west coast of New England because of Lake Champlain, but that's pretty much it. Because the other side of the lake's New York. And people mistakenly include New York as part of New England, and it is not. So a little bit of trivia for you there. Okay, let's go through the spiel. Okay, so if you're new, please email me. So going across the bottom of the screen there, I need your real name, your YouTube name, the @ thing, and your shipping and PayPal information. So where you want me to ship your stuff to, and where I can access you on PayPal, so I can invoice you, because that's where we invoice is on PayPal. I do the calculation of shipping with Pirate Ship and get you the best deal I can. So of course I want to make sure it's packaged well, especially if it's something breakable. We do bidding in $1 or more increments up to $10, and then $2 or more after $10. Most of the stuff we're selling tonight will be in that range. We will not be selling, $100 items, that kind of thing. So, and so once I post a sold in the chat, that closes the bidding. If somebody catches during my countdown of the bidding before I post the sold, then the bidding gets reopened. So I do have some silver items tonight. I don't think I have any. If I had gold, it would be gold plated. I don't recall any in the stuff tonight I have that's there, but I just put that in the statement just in case. I probably haven't tested most of anything that's tonight, but I have some, at least can give you my level of confidence in whether it's silver or silver plate. Let me see what else. I guess that's pretty much it. We've been dealing with some usual spring weather, 50s to 50 degree type, 50 plus degrees today, which was nice. and mixture of sun and clouds. So now it's raining and 40. And we've lost here, where I am at about 900 foot elevation, we've lost almost all our snow. The only place there's a little bit of snow left is where it was piled up, where it slid off the roof, that kind of thing, or where it's in the shade and it's a little more protected under the trees, that kind of stuff. So, but this rain we have tonight, that's going to wipe out most of it. And it's going to be cool again for the next couple of days, I think in the 20s and 30s. And there's a chance of some snow, but it's not the kind of snow. It's going to be a wet snow. It's not going to last, that kind of thing. But the skiers are still happy because there's plenty of snow up in the mountains. There's a ton of it. And so they're still skiing up there. And they will be continuing probably skiing well into April, I would think. I haven't heard anything official yet, but that's not unusual. A lot of the ski areas can still make snow, so I don't know if they continue to do it this time of year, but they do it during the season, and it really builds up the snowpack good and deep, so it lasts a long time, even with the rain. So, and then they get up and groom the trails so that they continue to ski. I know a good friend of mine has been skiing, and he posts his videos quite often, so I get to see what the conditions look like. Not that I'm a skier anymore. I used to cross country ski, and that usually requires some snow in my area where we are, which is non-existent. The snowmobilers will be unhappy. They'll have to go further north if you want to continue the snowmobile, but that's the way it happens sometimes. Or they go maybe further into Maine and places like that, where it's a little colder still and didn't lose as much of the snow, or where they got more snow than we did sometimes. Yeah, the big storms we had this year, so nothing crazy, normal for us. And down south of us now, mind you, down in Boston area and Connecticut places, they got like that. Some places got close to 3 feet of snow in one of the storms back a few weeks ago. Just that's crazy. Yeah, we I think the biggest storm we had was maybe a foot and a half, something like that. Although it very could have been across the state, so high elevations got more because it's colder and that kind of stuff. So anyway, that's kind of where we are. If you have any questions, please post something in the chat. If you see something and you're watching later, and either we've closed or you're joining us later, and you see something, ask if it's been sold. If it hasn't been sold, you can either email me or you can put it right there in the chat if we're still going. Typically, I go to about 10:30. I'll go later if people are, interested. And that's kind of where we are. Like I said, I got a mixture tonight. A few toys, not too many. Jewelry, of course, like I said. Some collectibles. I've got some Fiesta wear, which is new. Not Fiesta wear. Fire King. I got some Fire King stuff tonight. I've got some Avon glassware, which is new to me. And let's see. I showed all the Ray Dunn stuff I had last couple of weeks. I've shown. I don't think I have anything new Ray Dunn to show. I'm looking around here just to make sure I'm not lying to you. I do have some interesting one piece that's considered antique. A couple of items that are definitely vintage. That are collectible. I've got some sterling silver stuff tonight. Definitely that. And I've got... what was the other thing? I'm forgetting something. Oh, some craft related things as well tonight. So threw a couple of different things tonight. If there's interest, I have some polished stones and that kind of stuff, or even just rough stones, minerals and things like that. I know there's some interest in that. I even had some fossils, I think, somewhere. Maybe within reach, maybe not. But I have those kinds of things. So that's where we are. So if you're joining us, I hope you're having a pleasant evening, and I hope that you will find something that you like. And that's where we are. Okay. Well, let's start with the first thing. And usually what I do is I switch cameras. Pardon me. I'm a little congested tonight. And I'm also had a brief... I guess my night last night didn't go as planned. Dog had me up at 3. Well, it was like 3:30 in the morning or something ridiculous. So okay, first toy. Oh, yeah, let's zoom out here. Hang on. Okay, so the first toy we got, let me grab my clipboard. What did I do with it? Oh, there it is. Okay, just check my notes here. Okay, these are the mini mates from Avengers. This is Doctor Strange and Thor. Excuse me. Time for a drink of water already. Okay, and so this is brand new. Where is this from? I believe it says on here. I don't know. This is called Mini Mates. There's a bunch of they're part of a collection that you can have. I'm just looking for a date on here. I know this from the 2000s. I just don't remember. I think 2017. Looks like it says on there for like a date. So let me type in the chat here. Mini Mate toy collectible. Oh, what do I want to start these at here? I just had written that down. There it is. Okay, we'll start this at $8. And that's I looked up. I did comp this one, and they are going for more than twice that. So this is a good deal, I think, for whoever's interested in this, or if they want to just give this to some younger person. Oh, excuse me. You couldn't tell I was yawning, and I don't know why I'm yawning. Not bored, that's for sure. One thing I just remembered, I gotta put my phone on Do Not Disturb, so nobody tries to call me. Okay, put that up on the screen. Boom, 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 boom. And we will start with that. And then we'll do some jewelry. Let's see what we can do first here. Yeah. Yeah, we'll go with this one. Got an interesting selection tonight of jewelry, I think. You'll find interesting, I hope. And so we'll go from there. Let me mute for a second. There, I had to mute. Anyway, I hit me blow my nose. It's springtime starting sort of early for me, I think, for allergies. So apologize for that. Okay. No interest in that toy. If there's anybody out there, I gotta stop this from running. There we go. Okay. All right, we're going to pass on this. I hope the lag's not too bad tonight. Can't tell. Usually I start up a second session on my other screen, but I didn't get a chance to do that yet. Maybe I will shortly here. Okay. First piece of jewelry. Let's bring the camera down. Oops. There we go. Get it in frame here. Okay. So two pairs of post earrings. As you can see, I don't know if it says made in Korea, but I don't know if that's true or not. But these are post earrings. See, backing. I didn't even look. To be honest with you, I didn't look to see if there's any markings on these. I have no idea. But let's have a look together. So there's no markings on there. Okay, on that one anyway. And sometimes the actual post itself will have 925 on it, but this is not. And I don't say it's, and I'm not saying it's silver because I don't think it is. That's silver tone. Oh, come on. Gotta find the, there we go. And put that back in there. And I think it's gonna be the same for the smaller ones here. I am selling them together. So These don't have a marking either. So just to confirm that. But I'm going to bring it up close. You can see one pair is kind of a darker crystal in it, and the other one's a lighter color with it looks like a surrounded by little crystals. But I think that's just I don't know if that's the metal itself, but get it on screen here properly. Sorry. There we go. Okay. Oops. I always hit that shift key when I'm not supposed to. Sort of a purple color, I guess. Purple post earring. We'll start these at $6. Is any interest? For both. This is for both pairs. So, hang on, I gotta attend to something on the other screen here. Nope. There we go. Okay, back to here. And then we put it up on the screen so you can see it. You can see it's kind of a darker purple on the top piece, more of a reddish purple, and then kind of a purple on the bottom one. And here's the post and the backing. Excuse me. I gotta turn this. Sorry. Things are not going the way I expect here. Hang on. Yep, there we go. Trying to do too many things at the same time here. Okay. And we'll pass on those and we'll switch to something else. Set those aside. All right. I forgot to check this one. I don't think I wrote it down. Yeah. There's another toy. I'm going to do a few toys at the beginning here. Back off to something else. So I can. And let me get rid of that message. Okay. Oops, I gotta keep clicking on something here. Hey, Merlini. Nice to see you on there. Okay. Sorry, even though I disabled my phone, I still gotta respond to some stuff here. And there we go. Okay, let me back up a little bit on this camera because it's not holding in. So this is Star Wars Force of Destiny, Jyn Erso, I think how you pronounce her name. Yeah. Let me cut that out so it's not quite so much glare here. So I can't remember if I showed this last week or not. I'm just gonna say Star Wars action figure. We'll start this at, believe it or not, $6. It's one of those things I've had for a while, and I really need to. So you'll be back. Okay. Oh no. Storms, huh? Oh, I did see something about that on the news. We're getting storms in the Midwest, in that area. Oh, I'm sorry to see you were sick. That's not good. I'm not happy to see that. Oh. Okay, well. No, okay, let's see. Let me get this without the glare. There we go. It's new in the package, of course, if there's any interest. But if not, we will pass on this and go to some more jewelry. Okay, so I've got some toys tonight, but I've got some jewelry. And let's go with this pendant, I think. We'll do that next. I got some craft stuff tonight, which I don't usually have. Hang on, I'm going to have to go with a different one here. Let me go with earrings instead, yeah, because the pendant is still in the package. But I put it in and it doesn't want to come out easily. So let me just put these earrings up and put them on display for you. Where's my display? There it is. If I sound like I'm unorganized tonight, that's because I'm unorganized tonight. Why be any different from the other night? But all right, let's go with some earrings. And let's go with the camera up here close. And hang on. This new tripod I gotta redo it somehow so I can reach the mechanism. Hang on a second while I mess around with this mechanism. There. So I can lower it and raise it. There's a pair of earrings. Okay, I did not see a name on these. Oh, boy, that's not showing it really well. It's too bright. Too bright. There. It's a gold tone. I don't know if that's showing really well, but that's all right. Let's go with the, I'm going to call these the gold tone and blue earrings. Gotta give them a name. Oh, we'll start these at $5. I did not see a name. Let me see if I can get that little better color for you here. It is looking a little washed out. I don't know why. This camera is new, as I mentioned last week. You can see it's got little crystals around the edge here. It'll focus. There we go. I wonder if my zoom will work. Try zooming in. Ooh, that's not happy. I know what, that's doing that. Actually showing pretty good. Right there, huh? How's that? All right. Oh, some gold tone earrings. They are shepherd's hook. You can see there's the piece right there. And it has the little, I always forget what they call that, the little rubber thing at the end to keep it from falling off. They're about, I'd say they're almost exactly an inch across in size. Whoop. And apparently very sturdy. I just dropped it. Okay. Yeah, they get those little crystals around the edge as well. Oh, I guess you might want to see what the backs look like. Just so you know. Like I said, I did not see a name. I do have some Monet tonight. So we'll get to those. Okay. And let me think about what I'm going to do next while we're... Let me see here. could do this. This is going to be an unusual piece we'll show next. No interest in those earrings. Okay, that's fine. Like I said, plenty of jewelry tonight, as I've said in the past. And we have some silver stuff tonight we'll get to. Actually, the next piece I'm showing is not earrings or jewelry. Let me zoom out. But now I did not take the time to clean. This is silver plated. This is it's William A. Rogers, and it's called Meadowbrook. This is a so silver plated top. I did not clean it. The dust is all there. It's all yours. And the crystal bottom for the butter dish. I tell you what, I've seen pictures of what this looks like cleaned up. It is gorgeous when you get this, the silver cleaned up. It is a really gorgeous little butter dish. I think it would be definitely considered vintage. Let me see if I wrote down the rough time frame of this. No, I didn't. It could be early 1900s. So it could be even possibly vintage. But it's called Meadowbrook by William A. Rogers. Silver. Can't spell. Silver plate. And we'll start this at $12. I did comp this guy, and this is way below the comp price I saw out there for it. So like I said, I wish I had time to clean this up. I didn't. I do have silver polish. I apologize. I just didn't have time to clean it up. So you got to use your imagination a little bit. This is absolutely gorgeous when it's cleaned up and in the silver. No nicks in the glass at all that I could find. It is a cut glass, they call it. So like here where this ending is here, this is all cut glass. There's a few small nicks there. I'll take that back. In the edge, just a little tiny nick in that glass, but nothing serious. So anyway, there it is. You can see the name pretty clearly on the inside. You can see where I wiped. I was trying to clean it up a little bit, but not with silver polish, just kind of with my hands. Oops, it's upside down. But here's the name inside there. Anyway, so that's where it is. Is anybody interested in that kind of stuff? Because I do have some really interesting collectibles like that, and I thought I'd show a few tonight. That's one of them. I have one I actually have an antique piece that I'm showing you. A couple, actually. Legitimately antique. They're over 100 years old. Okay. Well, no interested in the Meadowbrook silver plate butter dish. So we will pass on that. And put that up there on eBay. Okay, jewelry. Let's go. We did earrings. Let me grab one of these necklaces. I do have a few rings tonight. Let's do that. Okay, let's do that. I've got this simple copper here. It's kind of interesting. It's silver tone, not silver. But it's black with little white speckles through it. Very, very clean. Let me get my mandrel here and we'll get the size for you. Falls right at the 7. Right below the 7, or right on the 7, actually. I almost dumped everything on the floor here. So there's the 7 line right there. So it slides right onto it. And so we will say this is a size 7 silver tone ring, black insert. I don't know what that, if it's stone or not. I didn't think it is. I mean, I can't read the spell. I keep typing silver wrong. There. We'll start this at $4. If there's any interest. Yeah, it doesn't feel cold to the touch, so I would say definitely not stone. All right. And what do we do next? Okay. Yes, I have 2 craft items tonight. I guess I could do that first. Let's do that early on, and then we'll get to some more jewelry out there. I can try and fix this one piece of jewelry I was trying to get out of the plastic bag. Give me a second. The bag is being very, very stubborn. That's why it's sealed. I can't. I don't want to ruin the bag. Yeah. Okay. And we'll show this next. And I think I should put it on a board of some sort, so you can see how it hangs. And I'll get a length on it too here while we're at it. Okay, now I get my display. Okay, pass on this. All right. Anybody do patterns? Let me, no, my engine don't. McCall. And this is, hang on, this, there we go. So this is McCall's pattern. I opened it up to look, make sure that it's not been used. It's not used. It is I think they tell you the size. This is the original price, $18.95. And there's a McCall's number. And then it shows different sizes there. And all the usual stuff. I'm not going to take it out of the bag because then I can never get it back in. But it says it's 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 for the sizes on the side there. So size B5, or whatever you want to call it. So you can see the pattern it is for, I guess, it's casual. I'll call it casual. So let's type this in. McCall's pattern. And we'll start this at $6. Oh no, $5. If there's any interest at all. Is that something anybody out there really gets into? Doing their own clothing, or crafting. Looks like some pretty interesting little patterns there for, I guess that's pajamas, maybe? Or casual. What does it say it is? It doesn't say, does it? I'm looking to see if it says anything about describing what it is. But it doesn't. I guess the picture, you go by what the picture tells you, and that's what it is. So, if there's any interest. I know these things go for a lot more online. I got this at a good deal, and I'm passing my savings on to you. So, all right. No interest in the McCalls. I'm going to I prefer to just keep moving along. And hang on a second. I do too many things at the same time here. Okay, so we got a nice little pendant here. And the thing keeps falling down here in the background. Let me see if I can fix that. There we go. And I get this nice little necklace on leather. Better angle here. Hang on a second. There. Oh goodness, this just doesn't want to stay. Let me see if I can find some tape. Tape that up there. I had a couple clips, but I seem to have misplaced them. Things are not going smoothly tonight. This, not in the way of just trying to do simple things. There. Let's see if that holds that in place for now. All right, and this is a stone. I believe this is, let me get this. Yeah, that is cold to the touch. It looks like aventurine to me. Oops, I didn't get that screen, sorry. I don't think I showed this last week. I showed something similar, but I don't believe I showed this. It's on leather. It's 18 inches with the extender, 16 without. It is not silver tone. And we'll start this at $8. I think that's where I've been doing most of these at, I think. Is there any interest? It says 18 inch when I measured it on leather. So it does have 2 inch, let's say about a 2 inch extender with a alligator, the lobster claw type clip. Sorry, wrong creature. The back of the pendant looks like that. You know, it's got this little filigree around the edge. Put it on backwards. Flip it around. There we go. Okay. Oh, I see Pamela. Hey, Pamela. $8 for you. Okay. Say we're going once. No, I lost my pen. Going twice. Oh my goodness, this is not. Like I said, it's been a weird day. Last call. Oh, there's my pen. Sold to Pamela for $8. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me write that down. There. Okay. Oh, thank you, Pamela. Thank you. Okay. Oh, goodness, I keep knocking that over. Let me put that in the bag with your name on it so I don't misplace it. Today is the 26th. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the weekend for sure. Saturday night, my grandson, who's in his mid-20s, is playing at one of our local pubs, and with another friend, and we watched them a couple weeks ago now, at a different pub performing, and it was fantastic. This is the first time these two guys have been playing together, and they put on a great show. I really do. Okay, let's do. Let's stick with the craft theme briefly here. So this is a really large item I'm showing here. And so I think I'm zoomed out. So I may have to back up the camera a little bit. And I got to change something here. There we go. Okay, so this is a set of knitting needles in this leather-like case. I'm going to try and they're put out by Bernat Aero. It's a foam lining in there to protect them. There's a series of needles in here, and I think I can get it all on camera here, sort of. There we go. So the name is Bernat Aero Knitting Needles. And I've seen these going for some crazy prices out there. I'm going to start this at $15. If there's any interest at all. Again, I'm not asking what I would ask on eBay. I'm asking much less. I'm giving you the opportunity to get a good deal, I think. I can't quite figure out why. But there we go. Okay. So there's a series of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Looks like 20 of them. And I've seen these things. I've seen these going. I forget the price I was seeing online, but it was multiples of what I'm asking. So let's just say that. If there's any interest in something like that, they're really long needles, and I don't know much about or anything about knitting, so I couldn't honestly tell you what kind of knitting they're used for. But I guess they're European. These things are about a foot long, maybe 13 inches, looks like. Yeah, on average, they're about 13 to 14 inches. So, pretty long, huh? But I don't know anything about knitting, so I couldn't honestly tell you any more than that. Other than I'd say, I looked them up to see what they were worth. So, and I'm going to cross them off my list here of something I've shown. And then we'll do some jewelry. Okay, I'm going to pass. Again, these are something I wasn't sure anybody who's interested in this group, but you never know. Don't know until you ask. So it comes with a nice zippered case. Yeah. Okay. Jewelry. Let's see, we just did a necklace. Let's do. We've done a ring. So let's do some interesting earrings. Again, in a package I'm going to have to open. Some of these packages are what I'm doing. But they're sealable package. They're resealable packages. But okay. These I'm going to have to open up and try, see if I can display them in a certain way. Yeah, that'll work. Give me a second here. I'm on the display. And I'll show you why they're not exactly coming out the way I want them to, but let me get this camera closer now again. And zoom in. They're definitely green and red, kind of Christmassy. I would say they're supposed to be a sort of a Christmas tree-ish kind of thing. But I know even this time of year, people are still looking at Christmassy stuff. But see, this has got that type of a clasp, like that. I close one so you can see it. Sorry, my hands are fumbling with this thing tonight. Yeah, so that type of clasp, and they're really the green and the red and the goldish tone base bottom of it. As you can see, kind of really catch the light. I'm trying to hook it back on here. So I think the intent was to make it look like a Christmas tree. So that's what I'm going to call them. We'll start these at $5. Again, what I have found sometimes is taking it off the black and putting it against my hand. It shows it. I don't have pierced ears, so I can't show them. I can't model them for you. But that shows the color better than against the black. Is there more interesting nose? Oh, let's see. Yeah, I didn't do it, and I apologize. I didn't do a preview this time. I just didn't have a chance. We had a lot of things going on this week, between doctor appointments and places we had to be for other items, for other things, other appointments and things. So that is the way it goes sometimes. So, okay. Well, no interest in those. We will pass on those. And let's see here. Oh, what next? What next? Okay, I have. Let's not do that one. Let's do this. This will do this one. I have. Anybody into Fire King? I have. Oops. Let's go back that out. I have 6 of these Fire King. I think the color they call this is a burnt orange or a brown. I've seen both. And I have 6 of them. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to say for all 6. Let me see here. What are we going to do? I will say I'm going to say we'll start it at $30, and that sounds. I know that sounds like a lot, but if you look these up, these things go for crazy money. And I'm passing on the savings again to you. Here it is, Fire King, made by Anchor Hawking. I think it says made in the USA on the bottom there. Get that to focus. No, it won't focus. Yeah, made in the USA. Fire King. Like I said, I've got 6 of these. I can dig all 6 out if you want to see them, but they're all pretty the same, and they're all in excellent condition. And it's interesting. It's what they call it's on milk glass, so it's a burnt orange with a milk glass interior, and they do have that sticker residue. It's not a scratch, but there they are. If there's any interest in those, if you don't want to buy all 6, They're $5 a piece. So that's how I worked it out. Okay. And we'll go from there. All right. Yeah, it's like I said, this is. I saw them going for a bit more than this when I comped them. And I did comp them because I had no idea what they were worth. I know Fire King's collectible and people collect it all the time. Yeah, not necessarily looking for this particular pattern, but or color or whatever. It's not the most popular one, I guess is the way to put it. So some of the certain ones are really, really worth a lot more than this. Okay. All right, no interest. That's fine. We will pass. All right. What did we just do? We just did earrings. So, again, these are, this is, again, a brand new jewelry. I'm going to show. This is a bracelet. Very interesting bracelet, I think. And I'm trying to get it off the package. Well, I'll leave it on the thing, but it still has the tag and everything. So I'm just going to put it down, and then we'll try and show it to you here better. Let me get that. Made by this company called Pilgrim. I had some of these same brand last week. And it has what I'm going to put on it to make it, and it's more red than orange. It shows orange on my screen. I don't know what it looks like on your screen. I'll get the lighting changed here. Let's see if we can get that color to come out better. But you can see it says it's a Danish design. So I'm going to call this the Pilgrim bracelet with a snake. This, in case I have another one and differentiate them. We'll start this at $6. No, 5. Let's start this at, let me kill that. Hang on. Let me kill that comment. There. All right. Pilgrim, let's try the end. Bracelet. Typo. We have the snake starting at $5. There. Makes me happier. So you can see it's. I'm going to take this thing off of here. It's got a connector right here, so I'm going to take it off the display card here they have, so you can see it without that. And we'll just kind of lay it out. There's the other not price tag, but just the UPC code on it. Just says Pilgrim. And it does say Pilgrim somewhere on some of the pieces sometimes, too. I don't recall if this one does, but there's hang on. There's a bit of a piece that's catching here. There. It's just trying to straighten it out. Okay, so you can sort of see it. Let me, there we go. So I want to bring it up closer to the camera. It is kind of an orangey red. That's the best way I can describe it. There's the snake, and then it's got little flowers and a little bird, and pretty much more of the same. And it has a tag on it that says the manufacturer's name. All right. Oops. If I can get it out of the way of this piece here. See, it says Pilgrim right there, and on the other side, I think it usually says Danish design. So I would say it's a pretty long bracelet, but again, it's you can fasten it where you need to on the for length. Let me get a length for you. So The rest of the bracelet is gold tone. So total length is about 8 inches. The extender starts at about 6. Let me try and get this on here so you can see it all. There we go. Why is that looking so washed out? Turn that away again. No, that's not helping. Huh. I wonder. Hang on, I do have a trick I've been trying using lately. Sometimes some things seem to be happier on white. So, yeah, there we go. Now you see the color better, I think. Okay. Alrighty. No interest in the bracelet. We'll pass. And see what we're going to do next. And we'll stick with the craft theme briefly here, if you don't mind. Got one more thing. Let's craft related again. This is some crochet thread. Oops, sorry. Okay, anybody who does crocheting out there? This is, let me get it off the screen. I think it's like 400 yards. Somebody's on here says. Yeah, 400 yards. Brand new crochet thread. We'll start this at $6. It's an interest. When I looked this up, I think they were going for, I don't know. Yeah, they were going for more than that. I just can't remember what it was. But another item I really wasn't familiar with, so I had to kind of look it up. That's not unusual, right? And then we're going to do something interesting with the pendants here, I think. So this, I don't know if there's any crochet folks out there. Like I said, I don't know if there's any art related or craft related folks out there. But we'll give it a shot. Let's just see. Okay. Well, no interest in them. I see. I know the lag's about 8 to 10 seconds between from what I say and what you hear. So we make sure you have it up there long enough for people to have time to think about it. Okay. Let's do some jewelry, earrings. I put these on the card, so I'm just going to leave them on the card. Just problems like that. Okay. Silvertone earrings, post earrings. I don't know how to describe what this is for a pattern. It's like a bone pattern, I don't know. It must be a name for it. I never thought to look it up, but Silvertone. I think these are, yeah. There's a little crystal. You can get the light on it so it shines up better. Yeah, they look like there's little stones, but it's just little beads. The stones. Yeah, there's little crystals in the center and one on the very end. So Silvertone with crystals. And we'll start this one at $5. And it's post earrings. I did not see any markings as the post. I did not see any markings on the backs. I'll show you the backs if I can. Let me take one off of here. There's the back. So I didn't see any markings on the post or on the earring itself. I'll show you the earring with my hand. So you get a better feel for what it looks like. That'll focus. Not too much light. Maybe if I back it off again. The camera's all crooked here for some reason. There. Oh, a bit of screen. Okay. Let me put them back up on display here so you can see them better. Oh, there we go. Fix my camera so I think it came off for some reason. There. Okay. Let's see. What are we going to do next? I do have one t-shirt. Everybody's interested in t-shirt. Well, it's a long sleeve t-shirt. Okay. Just trying to decide what to show next. Oh yeah, right. No, I can't do that yet. Give me a second here. Sorry. Huh. Great. What did I do with that? I misplaced something. I'm just trying to find it. Give me a second. What did I do with that? I have that in my pocket. Like I said, I don't seem to be things are just not going terribly smoothly for me tonight. Okay. Alrighty. Well, we'll pass on those. And I have Fiesta wear. I have some dough. All right. So these three mugs are. Everything's falling apart of me tonight. Okay. Did I write this down? I did not write it down. Huh. Okay. These are Fiesta wear. You know the Fiesta wear? Oops. Screen. They're labeled on the bottom. Sorry, there's a sticker right there. They're all labeled the same though. Now, normally these are a set of 4. Apparently the green one was missing. If I had the full set, it'd be worth obviously more. But for the 3, I'm going to. Oops, hit enter too quickly here. Yes, mugs, and these are by Homer Laughlin. Homer Laughlin, HLC. It says on the bottom here. See it. Homer Laughlin Company. And they're in excellent shape. I was going to try and ask. I'm going to ask for all 3, $18 starting bid. If you're interested in just one of them, maybe you're looking to replace one, it's $6. So um, let me know if there's any interest in something like that. Hey, John, I don't know. I don't think I recognize your handle. That's wonderful for you being here. I appreciate that. And thanks for the reminder for thumbs up. I appreciate that too. But anyway, so there they are. So the color is a little washed out on my screen here. Let me see if I'll bring more light onto it. I don't know if it makes it better or worse. Sometimes I can't tell because the color in this is more of a much deeper color than what my screen shows. The blue looks pretty good and the yellow looks pretty good. This one looks a little too orangey. So, but anyway, John, if there's anything you're interested in, you wouldn't believe what I have. I have everything from comic books and vinyl to fishing lures and toys and collectibles and and I've got like a 16th is 1/16th model of those cars, not the models that you build, but the complete replicas, if you want to call them, and things like that. I have games, I have video games, I have all kinds of stuff, music boxes, art, lots of art. So anyway, but this is what we're showing tonight. I'm going to pass on this. There's no interest in it. That's fine. So they will show up out there on eBay. There are always people looking for, because I break one or more of them, and I'll put them out there on eBay. Let's do some jewelry. How about the first? I mentioned earlier on I have some Monet. So let's do a Monet piece. Little display. There it is. So there's a Monet. Oops, got off the screen. So these are Monet. Let me get that light is really just too bright, isn't it? Turn it down. I don't know how much there. Okay. So these are Monet earrings. Gold tone. I have two different Monet earrings tonight, so we're going to call these the gold tone earrings. And we'll start these at $7. First, and I'll show you the markings. I left the shipper's hook, and they are marked, signed. Some people call them being signed, but basically there's the Monet back. I did not clean them or anything, so if there's a little bit of residue on there, I apologize for that. They kind of, they're gold tone, but what's the center of this is kind of a pale green. And it's not showing as well on my camera, on my screen, as I think it should, but if I put more light on it, I think it just makes it worse for some reason. Let me take less light on it, see if that helps. And that comes out a little better there. You can see the greenish tint a little better. I wonder if it shows against the black. It's not too bad, is it? So it sort of shows you the green there. So if there's any interest in the Monet, okay. Excuse me, I'll grab a sip of water. Now I'm going to get this. I'm trying to manage too many things at the same time here, I think. Tonight. I'm not, like I said, I'm not as organized as I usually am, and it's just the way it goes sometimes. I'm trying to bring up my own video here so I can see how things look on my other screen, which sometimes it's got a better resolution. It look different. Okay. All right. No interest in the earrings. That's fine. We'll pass on those. And set those aside. I got this really interesting looking little purse. That, for lack of a better name. And I'm going to have to back up the camera. Again. And get rid of this. My sheet I'm using here is not cooperating too well either. Okay. So they call this a hive bag. Obviously, if you look at, oops, yeah. And let me see here what I wrote down on this. Did I write much about it? I didn't. But it's brand new. And I'll show you why in a minute, why it's new. It's a hive bag, and we're going to start this at $8. As soon as I fix this other problem here. Just trying to move things around so I can. Okay, too many things in my lap. All right, and oh wow, flag is long tonight. That's weird. That is not a good sign. Why is that taking so long? Wow. Yes, significant lag tonight. Okay, that was one side of it. You can see the clasp here with this little button on the top here. Here's the tags, brand new, put up by something called Queen West Trading Company. For some reason, it says this is the basket, not the toys. I don't know what it means. That means, but there's the inside. So you get the kind of an idea of what it looks like, and the clasp is so it's like a weave, obviously, like a little ball and loop clasp on the top. Pretty simple, and it's got these little straps on the bottom. Kind of different, huh? So didn't know you'd be interested in something like that, but there it is. I gotta find what I do with my pen again. There it is. Okay. All right. Now we do this thing in days. All right, no interested in the hive bag. That's fine. It really is significant delay tonight. Huh. Wow, about 10 or 12 second lag. That's really bad. I'll have to figure out why. Huh. All right. Just the way it works sometimes with the StreamYard. All right, I have 3 stone pendants. Now I'm going to bring up the camera again close again. And I want to get it right on top of it if I can. This thing's really not. There we go. Okay. So you see there's 3 pendants here. This one has adventurine. Let me see if I get this right now. Right now. Adventurine and banded agate. The one on the on your right. The center one is what they call zoisite, Zoisite, and that reddish in it, some call it ruby, but I don't know if that's what they mean by the stone or they just mean the color. And then this other one here is, I'm sorry, this is aventurine, yeah, and red agate. This is the one that's, aventurine and banded agate. And kyanite. This blue one is kyanite, and what looks like a sapphire in this little stone. I don't know if it is or not, but it has the appearance of sapphire. Okay, we'll just call it that for. It's going to be the high bidder will have a choice of the pendant, and I have two different silver necklaces they can choose from to put it on. I'm going to put that right here next to it, and this other one over here. Okay. So it sounds a little complicated, but it's going to be easy once somebody says so. So we're going to start the bids at $15. Okay, let me read down what the description is here. Stone pendants. Oops, I misspelled one word already. Good grief. Pendant for choice by high bidder with sterling chain. Started at $15. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So whoever wins the bid will get their choice of the stone. I'll show them each again up close here because it's a little washed out on my screen here. But let me see if I shut that off. That helps. Yeah, that helps a little bit. And I'll go over what they are again, just so you know. Okay, we'll start with the first one here. So this one here is, let me look at my notes here. Just give me a second. The blue is a kyanite. That's Kyanite. And the other stone that's mentioned in it, and this is in a 925 setting, by the way. This the veil that's holding it. That's 925 also. That looks like sapphire. Okay, this is called zoisite. This pendant, and you can see it's green, but it has some red throughout it. Okay. Now I didn't show the other side of this one. You can see what it looks like. Okay. These are all polished stone. The green on this one is aventurine. That's a banded agate. I think a couple of these are actually marked 925 right on the banding. Some are and some aren't. I can't remember which ones were which, but they're all the same. And then I have two different chains that you'll choose from, whoever the winner is, for the pendant. Okay, I hope that's not too complicated, but that's what it is. So whoever bids on it gets that. And while you're thinking about that, I will figure out what I'm going to show next. Grab something to drink. I hope wherever you are, the weather's not horrible. We're got a beautiful day today here in Vermont. And oh, gee, I almost forgot. I got these really nice pieces I'm going to show next. I actually had a preview last week in the auction last week of one of the items I was going to show, and I'm going to bring that up shortly here after next item after this one. So I just can't get over. Oh, I see the problem with my other screen. It is lagging for some reason. Oh, weird. Come on, get over there. Now I see the problem. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay. No, nobody interested in these. That's fine. They are really pretty pendants. So. All right, we'll pass. Alrighty, take that off the screen. And oh yeah, so remember, if you were at the beginning, I said I have a couple of antiques. This is one of them. Again, this is more for people who collect this kind of thing, so you may or may not be interested. It's a Victorian candy dish. That's what they call pressed glass. Let me see if I have it wrote down more about what it is. I did not. I did not. I forget what the pattern is, but there's definitely a pattern here. And if you can tell on the screen, and let me put some white behind it, it's got a purplish tint. So you can see the slight purplish tint. And the reason it has a purplish tint is it was exposed to sunlight and there's manganese in the glass. So it actually changed color over time. Very interesting. I did not know this. I had to look it up. It's made by Imperial Glass. I did find my notes. There we go. So it's technically a purple color, light purple color. But this is definitely vintage. Maybe antique even, because I think it's close. It's supposed to be the late 1800s, early 1900s. So, and not that there's not a lot of them out there. So the prices on these aren't crazy. I'm just going to start this at 15. See if anybody's interested. Oops, I misspelled candy, but that's all. You know what I meant. Not candy, candy. Bean and are that close together? Yeah, they are. But anyway, so that's kind of where I am with that, and it's in beautiful shape. You know, no, looks like you can see one chip right. Oh, I didn't see that. I'll take that back. Let's can that. I didn't notice that had a chip. I don't know where I got a chip. Because I didn't have a chip when I bought it. So let's kill that. Never mind. Wow, that's too bad. Oh well. So we'll go to some jewelry. Let's see, this is another necklace from Pilgrim that I have. And I'm going to lay it out like that. So it's a combination of, this is a pale blue, oh, that color is actually come out pretty good. Pale blue, yellow, and kind of a dark red. And it does have an extended chain. Again, it's that Pilgrim Danish design. So we're going to call this the red, yellow. I got to put a name so I can keep track of which one I'm dealing with here. Blue necklace by Pilgrim. We'll start this at $8. I think so. I've been doing it all the Pilgrim necklaces. So you show that. I think this one is a similar length to the other. It's got a extender chain. Let me get this unhooked. Take it off this card. Display. Pull through. There. So it does have an extender chain here. Right there. Your typical lobster. The gold tone chain that it's on. And it looks like it's about Well, that's easily 18 with the extender. I can put it on the display if that makes it any different. If it helps, I think I'll do that. Give me a second. There, I get a better idea what it looks like. Let me crank it up. There. Now you can see what it looks like when you're wearing it, which is better. And like I said, it's like the others. It has the Pilgrim name right on the side and Danish design on the other. But it does look nice. It's much nicer on the display than laying it flat. If there's any interest in that, and while there's thinking about that, let me see. Oh yeah. We'll show the other antique piece I've got. Oh, no, maybe not. Yeah, I don't know. Is there any interest in antiques? I guess this I should be asking in the chat. If anybody's interested in antiques, I've got a couple more antique pieces. And I've got an Avon as item as well. It's not Avon jewelry, it's Avon glassware. So. Okay. No interest in that piece. All right. We'll pass on that. Let me show you the Avon piece I was talking about, in case if there's any interest. I have 4 of these. They're Avon wine glasses. Why does that look crooked? Let me back it up. Oops. So these are Avon. Some call it, what was the name? Some people call it Fostoria, but they're not really Fostoria. What was the right name for it? Oh, I didn't write it down. I think it's like Midnight Blue or something like that. Wine glass. And so these are, there's a glass. Avon, oops. Wine glasses. Times 4. And I was going to ask, what was the number I was thinking? I want to say $20, I think. That's what I was going to ask. They're surprisingly collectible. I was really impressed with the number on this. And you see it says Avon on the bottom right there. I got 4 of them in mint condition. I did check them all. If there was a problem with them, I'll let you know. But I'm pretty sure I packed them, so they're the other 3 are put away and safely all wrapped. But this one's left out for the example. But that is what we have. Really pretty, and the blue is coming out really nicely on this. So I think even with the white background, you'll see it pretty well. Yeah, really, really pretty. So, okay. No interest in those. That's fine. Pass on those. Okay. I showed this last week at the end of my auction, and I just didn't have a chance to do any decent research. Today. And And so these are sterling silver and simulated diamond, what they call a rainbow pattern. So I'm going to call it sterling rainbow earrings, and we're going to start these at, oh, what did I write down? Did I write it down? I didn't, but okay, we're going to start these at $12. How's that? They're in the original box. They call it a simulated diamond. I think that's cubic zirconia, basically. Like, they're a stud earring, obviously. In the original box, they're still in the back. You can see the original price was $28. That was some time ago. These came out in many years ago. Of course, you know, silver back then was about a fourth what it is now. So, okay. No interest in those. Okay. All right, I'm just trying to make some notes here. Things that some of the items I've written down, so I knew what I was doing with. Okay. Oh my. All right, let's do the Monet earrings then. I'm gonna stick with jewelry, I guess, for now. I'll pass on this. Like I said, I have a silver-plated candy dish from the late 1890s. If there's anybody interested, but I will only put that up if somebody mentions it in the chat. I also have a large T-shirt that is from Ireland. It says a Celtic, really nice, brand new T-shirt. And I have, what was the other thing I had? It wasn't jewelry. I'm looking right past it, probably. I'm covering it up. I guess that was it. I thought I had one other non-jewelry item. I'm probably covering it up somewhere and I can't see it. All right, we're going to pass on this and pull that. We're going to go some earrings. These are some Monet earrings. Here. I had some gold tone earrings before that were Monet. These are silver tone. Oops, I misspelled Monet. We'll start these at $7. How's that? So these are a poster. And I'm going to get some light on this. I gotta bring my camera down. Why are we doing jewelry now? So I'm going to bring it down to make it easier for myself. I think that's what they call marcasite on them. Silver tone on the marcasite. They're kind of a half circle. And let me pull one off here so you can see the Monet signature on there. It's right there in the center. It says Monet. Pull the other one off too so you can see them both. And actually I can put them on this display, which may or may not work any better. camera. I'm really trying to mess with this camera some. I'm just not happy with it sometimes, and sometimes it does really good. See, I gotta pull that light off. It's too much light. I see Pamela at 7. Thank you, Pamela. Sorry, I'm too busy fussing with the camera here. So we'll say going once, going twice. Last call. And sold. Pamela. Oops. Why? Just typed it, but it didn't type it. Take it. 2. Let's try it again. 2. Pamela for $7. There. That was weird. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me put the backs back on them so I don't lose them. And let's see what we got here for another necklace. Our Pilgrim Danish design friends here. Yeah, that's the one I want to do. Yep. And I'll put it on a display so you can see it again. This one's gold tone and red. And bring the camera up. This camera is being very finicky, and the camera stand's not cooperating either. There. All right. Okay, so that's gold tone and red. Let me see if I can get that. There's too much light again. Meanwhile, I got to write down Pamela's name so I don't forget. Delta Monet. And this will be $8, the same as, oops, let me get that off the screen. Let me write your name down here first before I forget. Monet. Pamela. Thank you, thank you. Okay, and so this is another Pilgrim gold tone. Yeah. Gold tone, and it's that is red. Okay, red necklace. Again, $8. All these Pilgrim ones I'm selling for $8. It is red. Boy, is that showing really brassy looking. It's way too intense. Let me see if I can cut down on the line. There we go. That's pretty good right there. That looks, wow, it's amazing how much difference that makes. I'm just basically blocking a light here. Let me get something to cover that with. So I'll hold my hand over it. Yeah. So you can see that actually looks pretty good now, color, at least the way it's supposed to be. And so you can see the pattern in the gold and the red crystals in there. And again, this is another Pilgrim. And there's the clasp and tag and the name again. So, and you can see it's kind of a pattern of the chain here. I want to make sure you see that. And again, this is brand new. It is not on the extender right now, so that's what it looks like at 16 inch. And there's another 2 inches more you can go with that. So if there's any interest in that, if not, I had a ring somewhere, so I want to show. Very interesting. I forget who looked at it. One of these what I call statement things. It's still in the package here, so let's see if I can get it out. And it's also from this company. I'm just going to take gotta cut the thing that's holding it in place. It's brand new though. And this one looks like it might be adjustable. Yeah, it is sort of. Interesting. Okay, no interested in this guy. Oops, I didn't put up on the screen. We just put on the screen briefly here, and we'll get this ring up there. Okay, now we'll pass on it. And we've got a ring that is what I would call a statement ring. And it's adjustable. It's right now about a size 6. But right, let me see where I can, am I looking at the right way? And let me pull this off of here for a second. You can see the split in it right there. So you can take it on this, like I have it on the mandrel right there. I could slide it down that mandrel and make it a size 7 or a size 8. Probably wouldn't go much bigger than that though, because I think then the metal will get kind of not stressed, but irregular at least. But let me put it on my finger here just so you can see. This is definitely a very large bluestone. There are crystals in it. So, okay, so let's set that down so I can type. Put it down here and zoom in. Oh, there goes my light again. Okay, and so I'm going to call this statement ring adjustable. I'm going to start this at $5. Is any interest? Okay. I apologize if people. I try. I am trying to monitor the comments, but sometimes I miss your comment. I apologize for that. Yeah. Okay. And let's see. Oh yeah, I did have another pair of sterling I wanted to show today, and these have tarnished a bit over time, so I've not cleaned them up. But okay, no interest in that. That's fine. Do a pass. Put that aside. And I've got a pair of sterling interest. Oh, that's didn't have to change a thing. I have to write that down. These are in their original box. This is the name of the company. This is crafted by Solvar, and I don't know if Fealty. These are Celtic Cross, and I apologize for the tarnish, but these are sterling. Oops, got that right. Celtic Cross earrings. And we're going to start these at. What do they know? I got to start these at 18. I'm just going by what I see them going for. I did comp them, and they come in the original case. You can see the still there. It still even has the silica pack underneath them. So, which should have kept the tarnish off a little bit. But show that. And like I said, it's, I don't know if I can get the cushion out of there. Probably not. Let me use my other hand. There. You can see the backs. I said it needs some cleaning. If I have a chance, if somebody buys them, I'll try and clean them for you if you want. Okay. Oh, shoot, I forgot about these. I got some. I have some novelty earrings I'll show next. Anybody's interested? There's also a pair of, I think these are marked. Okay. Yeah, I have a lot of earrings left to show. If anybody's interested in earrings, I've got, what did I not show? Like I said, I've got one sterling, not sterling, one silver-plated candy dish, antique candy dish. I've got, if anybody's interested, and I've got, oh, what was the other thing? I thought I had one more item. Oh, the T-shirt, right? If anybody's interested in the T-shirt. Okay, no interest in this. This will pass. Okay, like I said, novelty earring. I'll shut the throat. These are just acrylic, little acrylic guys, little teddy bear type things. And we're gonna just say buy it now, $4. Anybody interested? And that's up there. We'll grab another necklace. Oops, I didn't put that up on the screen. There we go. Oh, thank goodness. Some of these packages are just so resistant to open. There. Oh, I see what I did. All right. No, sorry, I'm just trying to set up a display here for the next item. All righty. Yeah, they're kind of cute, huh? Oh, I see Marlene at 4, and that's sold then. Thank you. Because it's a buy it now. Sold to Marlene for $4. Whoops, what did I do? Oh my. Hang on. I wasn't typing in the comments field. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, okay. Let me set this aside for you. And write it down. Write it down. Right. Go back over my video again. Okay. And let's do this necklace next. I'm just trying to... Give me a second. I'm just trying to set it up here. It's not working the way I expected. I think I'm doing something wrong. I think I tangled it up. Of course. Yeah, I'll tangle this one up. I'll go to a different one. Yeah. Oh, this is a bracelet. Okay. Oh, no, it's earrings. Until I get out of the bag, I couldn't tell what it was. This is also from that Pilgrim company. These are some really long earrings. So let me, well, I'll tell you what, let me just lay them out like so. So these are really long earrings from Pilgrim. And I'm going to call these the green with key earrings. They're a post earring. And I think I was asking $6 for the earring for this brand. So they are a post. Gold tone, Pilgrim. I think the name on the back of the main pieces still has the name, but it's not pure. It's not all green. It's green and blue, and green with blue, and more of that, and then the keys, and even the keys have little crystals in them. Let's see, Marlene at $6. I'll say going once, going twice. Last call. Sold Marlene for $6. Let me write that down. Yeah, written down. And thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Meanwhile, I was trying to untangle this necklace. Let's do another bracelet. Sorry, they all have these display things on them, so they can be on a display. Let's have to take that off. Okay, here's another bracelet, and it has an extender on it, and actually not too bad right there. Now it shows the name and everything there. So green and red, and it's extendable. As you can see, there's an extension there. So I don't remember what I called the previous one. I was going to call this one green and red bracelet. What was I asking for bracelets? I think I was saying the same thing on the bracelets that I was for, I think it was $6. We'll start at $6. That's any interest. I'll bring it up so you can see it closer. There's green little crystals in there and little red crystals in between. Brand new. I'd take it out of the package. And I see more lineage 6. Give me a second one. I'm trying to get this other piece, I thought, untangled. I'm not having much luck. I may have to wait till next week on this one. I'll figure out why it's so tangled. Or am I just doing something wrong with it? Or maybe it's just the way it's supposed to be. I can't really tell. Some of these designs and necklaces lately, they're asymmetrical, so that kind of throws me off, expecting it to be symmetrical. And this one is definitely not. So we'll show you what it is. Okay, and we're going to say going once, going twice. Last call. And sold. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me write that down. Okay, let me try this. See if I can get this to hang the way I think it's supposed to look. And put it on the full extender so it's hanging down as low as it possibly can. It's very unusual. I think it's the intent, the way it's supposed to be. Let's get more up to it. Oh, and back off a little bit. See what I mean? It's kind of a. Oh, I'm sorry, my cloth keeps bunching up on me here. There. See what I mean? There's the clasp on top here. So there's the clasp with the pilgrim name. Hang it on here and try to center it as much as I can. And it looks like it's the way it's supposed to be, is something like that, I think. So, I'm going to call this the red flower necklace. And that's what I'm doing with all the pilgrim ones. We're starting this at $8. If there's any interest. And I'm going to do some earrings next. I know it's 10:30. I'm just trying to wrap up a couple more items here, I think, and then we'll call it a night. I have one more ring. I guess if anybody's interested in rings. Let's set that up. Okay. Oh, interested in the necklace. I'm going to go quickly because, like I say, it's getting late. Okay. I have some Jessica Simpson earrings. those. Pass on that. And zoom in. That's a little too much light, I think. They're a J shape, but they get little crystals on the J, on the sides of the J. And that is too much light. Still too much light. Gold tone. Post. All right. And we'll start these at $7. Come on. Hold it up closer here so you can see it better, I think. It says CZ on the card, so I assume it does. That means that that's cubic zirconia on that little triangle top of the J, as well as on the sides of the J, on both of those. And still in the original card. Look like they went for, oh, somebody scratched it out. Looks like they went for $45 at one time. Huh. It says gold tone right there. So that's a bargain. Somebody interested? It's a fifth of the original cost. Pardon me while I grab a sip of water. Okay. I got a few more pairs of earrings, I think we'll show. Like that one. Okay. Oh, I didn't put that up on the screen, did I? My mistake. Huh. Well, that's not good. An earring that's unhappy. Mess with that later, I guess. Okay, no interest in the Jessica Simpson. That's fine. Gonna have a pair of interesting earrings here. I'm gonna bring the camera down for these. That's good right there, actually. Let's get that off the screen. Oops, what did I do? Flower. I think that's like an enamel, we'll call it. Earrings. We'll start these at $6. How's that sound? Look at one more item here. Oops, maybe a couple more. And we'll call it a night. Just trying to look at this necklace here, see if I can. Oh yeah, We'll do this necklace. Okay. And let me show you the backs of these. There's no name or any writing on them. Not signed. You can see the back is the gold tone. Triple took here wire. Oops. There we go. And I'm going to do another necklace here, and we'll call it a night, I think. There. Okay. No interest in those. And we'll pass. We'll save these other earrings for next week. I have a ring. Looks like it's about a size 7 gold tone with yellow stones, yellow crystals in it. I think I showed a similar one last week. I'm not sure. And we put my finger here so you get a better idea what it looks like. Pardon my terrible looking hands. Size. I'll type with one hand while I show you the other. Green with yellow. Oops. Hard to type one-handed. We'll start this at $5. Any interest in that? I'm just going to set it down now. Okay, no interest in the ring. Like I said, I'm not going to wait too long on these, so pass. We'll just do the last couple items really quickly, and we're going to bring the camera up for this last little necklace and zoom out. Why does it look so good? Well, it is. I can't figure out why. I don't think my table's crooked, but I think the camera's crooked. Well, you know what? There's something not right here. There it is. It's got a green kind of star with a blue heart underneath and a key. If I let go, it wants to lean. That's just weird because I don't think this table is crooked. And I don't think my stand is crooked, but it's sure acting like it is. Yeah. All right, I'm going to take it off there in a second, but I'm going to call this the Green Star necklace. I've been getting, this is another Pilgrim. We'll start this one at $8 also. Danish design, as they say on them. So I'll show you the green there. There's the Pilgrim name. I'll flip it over, and there's the kind of a aqua colored piece there. And the chain. And it has about a 2-inch extender on it. I see Marlini at 8. Put it back on here. Why is that so weird? I must have done something to my display. I must have wonkered the base somehow. Here. Yeah, I think that's what I did. Looks like going once. Going twice. Let's go. So too many for $8. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Write that down too. And all righty, let's set that aside. Oh, I'm gonna let's see. Just to show you, I have this. This is the other item I was going to show, and I'm just going to show it quickly, but I'm not going to bother with the price if anybody's interested. But I have this antique candy dish. It's sterling. Not sterling. It's silver plated. Needs a cleaning. Still has a sticker on the back for inspection. Kind of interesting. But it dates, from what I'm told, from my research, that it dates back to 1890 to 1910. So, and this is, it doesn't need cleaning. I can do that. But, anyway, that's what it is. That's the other item. And I had a t-shirt. I don't think we have anybody out there who's big, that's necessarily Irish, but I had a t-shirt that is Celtic Nation, Ireland, brand new t-shirt. So, long sleeve, by the way. I call it a t-shirt, but it's really a long sleeve shirt. Pullover, what do you want to call it? So, anyway, all right. Let's switch cameras. Okay, there. Hello. So that is what's that going on. Yeah, do this with the light here so we don't look so weird. All right. Anyway, thank you all for being here, and we will try again next Thursday. I think that's the plan. And I will bring more jewelry and more items of non-jewelry items. And I always tell people, email me if you're looking for anything in particular. That is something I haven't shown, but I might have. I've got all kinds of collectibles. I got some baseball stuff as well. Not just baseball cards, but baseball items. Like I've got some Red Sox Nation magazines. And I've got old Life magazines. I've got old newspapers. I've got ephemera. Oh, I do want to show you one thing. I was going to do this tonight, but I didn't. But for those that are still hanging in there, we picked up this photo album. That is really old. That's what they call a cabinet card that's in this photo album. And you can see this one's also old. There's a bunch of them in here. All of these cards, all of these photos are really, really old that are in this book. If there's any interest in that kind of stuff from anybody out there, please let me know and I will bring it up. Yes, baseball season started today. So, but, that's where we are. So, yeah, I know some people love those old car photos, even though they have no idea who they are. I don't remember if any of them are labeled with names on the back. I can take a look, but some of them, the photography studio's names on the cabinet card, that kind of thing. It's kind of cool. So I have that kind of stuff to show. I also have, like I said, a lot of things. Marbles. I'm looking at the stuff right in front of me here. But I have a bunch of old magazines and some newer magazines. Everybody's into model railroading, that kind of stuff, HO scale, O scale, that kind of stuff. Got a bunch of those magazines. I've got, jewelry boxes, stuffed animals like stuffed bears, and I do have some HO locomotive stuff. Anybody's interested? So Just let me know. Send me a note. Alrighty. Well, you all have a blessed evening, and we'll see you next week. Have a great weekend.